Hi everybody. So I got a couple of questions today about math in particular with our daily practice that looks like this. And I wanted to do a few problems so families, you can see kind of how we would do it in the classroom to give you a little bit of help if it's a struggle at home. I'm going to do a little bit of Thursday's work, which you may have already completed, and a little bit of today's work, Friday's work, to show you how we do it. And please feel free to always ask questions if things aren't making sense or it's challenging at home, and I can help you. If you have the Marco Polo app, that's really helpful because I can show one-on-one what to do if your child is frustrated. But let's start here. On Thursday, it said subtraction. Find the difference for each of the problems. So the first one says 3 minus 2, otherwise known as 3 take away 2. So for young ones, this is a really abstract concept, and it can be really challenging if they just see the numbers with the symbols. So it's really, really helpful to get manipulatives. And manipulatives are any objects that you can count. So for example, I have a bunch of coins here. When they can actually touch it, see it, use it, manipulate it on the paper, it becomes a much more concrete concept for them, and it makes a lot more sense, especially with subtraction. So if I have 3 take away 2, I would take the first number, which is 3, and I'm going to count out 3 coins. 1, 2, 3. And then it says take away 2 or minus 2. That's the same way as saying I'm going to take 2 away. So if I have 3 and I take 2 away, how many am I left with? 1. You can also do this on your fingers. So if you have 3 and you take 2 away, 1, 2, you have 1 left over. So 3 minus 2 is 1. It is always okay to use your fingers, and it's always a good idea to have things to count with at home because this is the easiest way to understand it. Okay, for the second one, it says 2 take away 1 or 2 minus 1. So again, I'm going to start with the first number. Let's pretend I have 2 coins, and I'm going to take 1 away. Take 1 away. How many am I left with? I'm left with 1. And I'll do the next one, 5 minus 2. So I'm going to start with the first number. What's that number, everybody? That's right, it's 5. So I'm going to count 5 coins out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now it's telling me to take away 2. So if I take 2 away, 1, 2, how many am I left with? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. So 5 minus 2, or 5 take away 2, is 3. Now this one is a little bit of a tricky concept. When you have a 0, what do you do? Well, let's look at the problem. Start with the first number. The first number is 1. So I'll take these coins away. I have 1 coin, and it says take away 0. Take away 0. Well, 0 means nothing. So I can't take anything away, because if I take away nothing, I'm not doing anything. So 1 take away 0 is 1. And the last problem says 4 minus 4. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first number. What number is that, everybody? That's right, 4. Let's count out 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take away 4. I have to take 4 away. Minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many do I have left? I have nothing left. What number is that? 0. You got it. So 4 minus 4 is 0. Okay. So the other tricky thing that might be confusing people is place value. This is something we did not get to in class with paperwork. We've talked about it a lot when counting days of school, and you probably didn't even realize it. But remember how we were talking about how many groups of 10 we had, how many tens frames we had all filled up every single week of school we would count? Well, this is the same thing. Now, what could be confusing is that we didn't use cubes like this. We used tens frames. So if you remember, this is what a tens frame looks like. We had these grids on our whiteboard, and each tens frame has how many spots, everybody? That's right, 10. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if an entire tens frame is all filled up, all 10 spots are filled up. That's going to be the same thing that you see here, but instead of tens frames, you're going to see them in cubes. And when the cubes are in one stick like that, you automatically know it's 10. And I'll show you. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 cubes when they're all stacked together and they're connected. You can see on the other side, these are not connected. There's spaces between them. You'll know that that's not 10. But when they're connected, that's always 10. Just like when these are filled up, it's always 10. So it might help at home to create tens frames like this just because that's how we visualized it in class. But it's the same thing. So if I have a group of 10 here, let's represent that with my coins. I'm going to do 10 coins. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have one group of 10, one group of 10. But I have some cubes left over. How many cubes do you guys see? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 cubes left over. So, do I have any more room in my first tens frame? No, I don't. This tens frame is all filled up. There are 10 coins already. So I have to go to the second tens frame and I'm going to put 3. I have 1, 2, 3 more coins down. So now it says, how many tens do you have? How many ones do you have? So how many tens? How many ones? Okay. Well, think about it this way. If you're looking at your tens frame, how many tens frames are all filled up? Completely filled with all 10 coins. Is this tens frame all filled up? No, there's only 3, so it is not a group of 10. Is this tens frame all filled up? Yes, so it is a group of 10. There are 10 coins here. I have one whole tens frame all filled up. That means I'm going to put 1. Now I know I have 10 coins, but it's only one tens frame. This whole thing is one tens frame, so that can be a little confusing. I don't want you to write 10 tens, because 10 tens is 10 groups of 10, and when we count 10 groups of 10, remember friends, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10 groups of 10 is 100. It's not 10. So this is one group of 10, and you put 1 10. But we also have some ones here. How many ones do we have left over? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 pennies left over. So we have to put that there are 3 ones. If you write that number down here, you put your tens first. You have one group of 10 and 3 ones left over. How many coins do we have? The number is 13. We have 13 coins altogether, and I'll prove to you why that's the case. How many coins are here? 10. And we count on 11, 12, 13. Okay, guys. So then the next thing over here in the Thursday work are these word problems. Again, using manipulatives is going to be really helpful. So start by reading the question. It says, Molly has 2 pigs and her brother has 2 pigs. How many pigs do they have altogether? Okay, well, let's start at the beginning again. Let's read the first sentence. Molly has 2 pigs. I'm going to stop. I hear a number. I'm going to stop. I'm going to pretend my coins are pigs. So Molly has 2 pigs and her brother has 2 pigs. All right, I need 2 more coins. Pretending these are my little pigs. All right, Molly has 2 pigs and her brother has 2 pigs. How many pigs do they have altogether? What's 2 plus 2? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if Molly has 2 pigs and her brother has 2 pigs, you have 2 plus 2. You can also put it on your fingers. If Molly has 2 pigs and her brother has 2 pigs, 2 plus 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 4 pigs altogether. Okay, and let's do one more word problem together. Over here it says, Cam ate 2 hot dogs last night and 0 hot dogs tonight. How many hot dogs did he eat in all? Let's go back up to the top. Let's look at the first number. Cam ate 2 hot dogs. So I'm going to count out 2 pennies. I'm going to pretend these are my hot dogs. And then he had 0 hot dogs the next night. Can we take another coin if he had 0, or does that mean nothing? You're right, it means nothing, so I can't take any more coins to equal my hot dogs. So he had 2 hot dogs one night and nothing the next night. How many hot dogs in all did he eat? Well, how many coins are there? 2. So he had 2 hot dogs the first night and 0 hot dogs the second night. 2 plus 0 is 2. All right, so just in case you have questions about the literacy component of the front side, the language arts component, I wanted to go over this a little bit with you to remind you of some of the things we were doing in class. The first thing says reading comprehension. Max walked Sam. Sam is his dog. Who is Max's dog? Sam is his dog. Sam is hot. Max gives him a drink. So the first question says, who are the characters? Well, if you look up here, it says Max walked Sam. So right now, a character is a person or an animal in a story. So far we know about Max and Sam. So we could write Max is a character and Sam is a character. And then the next question says, who is Sam? Well, let's read again to make sure we know. Max walks Sam. Sam is his dog. Who is his dog? Sam is his dog. So who is Sam? A dog. Why did Max give Sam a drink? Let's read it again. Max walks Sam. Sam is his dog. Sam is hot. Max gives him a drink. Why do you think Max gave him a drink? Could it be because he's hot and that would cool him off? I think so. So why did Max give Sam a drink? Because Sam is hot. I forgot to write Sam. Sam is hot. Okay, so now down here it says sentence construction, the directions. Rewrite the sentence correctly. Okay, so this sentence says, you are funny. I want you to think to yourself for just a moment. What do you notice is wrong with this sentence? Think about all of those morning messages and the ways we tried to trick you and you never got tricked. How do you start a sentence? Do you start with a capital letter or a lowercase letter? And how do you know a sentence is done? What do we put at the end of sentences to know that we're done with the sentence? Yeah, I bet you many of you remember, we start our sentence with a capital letter and we end our sentence with a period. Let's look at this sentence. You are funny. Is the Y in you, which is our first word, is that capital or lowercase? Is it up high in the sky or is it down low? It's lowercase, so we need to change it because at the beginning of a sentence we have a capital. So you would write you like this. You. Are there spaces between the words? Yeah, that's right. So we can keep going. Make sure you put a space between you and the next word are. In class, we use popsicle sticks to put spacers. You can put a pen or you can put just a finger, but make sure you have a space between your words. So you are, and there's another space, funny. Okay. Uh-oh. How do we end a sentence? That's right. We need to add our period at the end of our sentence. So I want you to try that with the second sentence today. Okay? You're going to write this one, and I want you to practice this one all on your own. It says, my eyes are blue. What is missing? What do we need to add? What do we need to change? Okay. Also with handwriting, it's been a number of weeks since we've talked about our handwriting. And when we left school, we were talking about letters going in the sky, plain letter lines, and those grass lines. So let's just remember those tools to help us remember how big to make each of our letters. So it says, write each of the letters above the lines. The lines that they're referring to are these lines. You want to write the letters in between the lines. And you want to pretend, just like the sentence lines that we have in your journal and the ones that we practice with in class, that the top line is going to be the cloud line. The middle dotted line is your plane line, and the bottom line is your grass line. So friends, tell your family right now, whenever we write numbers and letters, do we start on the top or the bottom? That's right. We always start on the top, no matter what. So if I'm making an M, I start on the cloud line. Notice it's a capital, so we're going to start on the cloud line. If it was a lowercase, we'd start on the plain line, but it's a capital M. So start on the cloud line, drop down to the grass line, hop back up to the cloud line, slide down to the grass line, back up to the cloud line, slide back down to the grass line, and you have an M. I don't want to see a capital M that's that small. That's a lowercase size. Your M needs to go from the cloud to the grass. So again, start on the cloud line because we always start on the top. Go down to the grass line, hop back up to the cloud line, slide down to the grass line, slide up to the cloud line, slide down to the grass line. And you're going to do that for all of the letters. N is going to be the same way. Notice N and O here. They're going to start in the cloud line. They're going to end at the grass line. Now down here you have the lowercase letters. So now you're going to start at the plain line. That plain line is that middle dotted line. Same thing though, you're going to start at the top. So I'm going to hit the top of the plain line. I'm going to go down to the grass line. I'm going to hop back up to the plain line, curve around and down to the grass line, trace back up to the plain line, curve around and down to the grass line. Okay, you're going to do that 2 times to make your lowercase m. Make sure that m is not going down underground where that worm is, and make sure that lowercase m is not going into the clouds where that capital M is. It stays between the plain line and the grass line. And you're going to practice that for M, N, and O. On the other side, you're going to see some more math problems. I'm going to have you do these with your families today. Let me know if you have any questions, but you're going to use the same tools as we did for the Thursday work. Remember to use manipulatives. Remember, you can use your fingers, but this time, make sure you notice that plus sign. So on the last page, we had a minus sign. A minus means take away. A plus sign means adding. So you're going to add 2 numbers together, put them together, and see how many you get. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help anybody who needs help. You can Marco Polo me, email me, or not text me. You can Marco Polo me or email me, and I can help you right away. And if I notice a lot of people are needing help, I'll do another one of these videos. Bye, everybody.